Welcome in MFHL fans into the Hawks Nest here at the Access Events Center in Morden, Manitoba for this Game 4 showdown in the quarterfinals between the Winnipeg Ice and the home side in the Pembina Valley Hawks. I'm your host and play-by-play commentator for tonight's matchup, Graham, the G-Show Forsyth. We're brought to you by Terrico Goaltenders, Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools, and Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. The first two games of this series were tight between the two teams. Only 5 goals scored in total throughout Games 1 and Game 2 was tied heading back here to Morden, Manitoba, where on Saturday the Winnipeg Ice would finally break through on the scoreboard, win by a score of about 8-2 to go up again in this series, or go up in this series for the first time, as they were down 1-0 after last Tuesday with the 2-1 loss to the Hawks. The Hawks looking for another shocker here tonight against the Winnipeg Ice, like they shocked them back in Game 1 at the Hockey for All Center last Tuesday, but this time they're playing for their 2024-2025 MFHL season lives, as if the Hawks lose tonight, they go home and are eliminated, but if they win, they force a Game 5, a series decider this weekend at the Hockey for All Center. Who will win this matchup, everybody? We got the national anthems and first period coming up next. Tune in to find out. Thanks for watching and tuning in to MFHL Game Day, Playoff Game Day. Well, it's our third total trip to Morden, Manitoba this year. Could it be our last? Well, the Hawks are certainly hoping that it doesn't end up that way, as they look to play for their 2024-2025 season lives here tonight. Down 2-1 to the Winnipeg Ice after losing Game 1 last Tuesday. Losing quite handily this past Saturday as well, by a score of 8-2. The Pembina Valley Hawks look to bounce back in their second home playoff game of this series here tonight against the third seed and the defending champion Winnipeg Ice. Both teams at center ice now. Enjoy this game, everybody. Live on your home for MFHL playoff hockey on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. The puck is dropped, won by the Hawks, skated in by Brigg. That shot high of the net, as it's Gina Plett in net tonight for this Winnipeg Ice team. Is the Ice able to clear it out early? Cassie Urakowski in the pipes for Pembina Valley. The Ice work it out. Ella Victor, first one to recover it. Plays a D to McKenna Steves. That pass just off the stick of Jessica Anderson, who hails the seat today. Pretty sure she wears a during all the Pembina Valley home games, and Abigail Brigg, number 17, wears it during the team's away games. This is Game 4, 2-1. The Ice lead, looking to win what would be their 10th consecutive MFHL playoff series, as they're the defending champs. Taken down, number 9, Gabby Robbins. No call on the play. Puck sent down all the way for an icing. As for the Ice, the bodies that they started off in this one have to stay out through the first 55 seconds of this period. And what a game it was on Saturday for an Ice team that ranked second in the league in goals for this season at 127. Ended up only scoring 3 goals through the first 2 games of the series, losing 2-1 last Tuesday, of course, and then winning 2-0 to bounce back in game number 2. But here on Saturday, the Ice connected for 8 goals, and it was a first for the Ice in their history in terms of their defenseman. One of their stars, in Avery Lazarenko, becoming the first Ice defenseman to record a hat trick in a playoff game in that victory. Lazarenko looking to be big time again here tonight. It's Chloe Nicholas who has this puck tied up along the boards as Pembina Valley looks to get it loose. Robbins or Wazdosensky in to help Nicholas as well. This played up to Talia Jones. Now she's held up along the boards there by Arkle. It's back down low as both teams playing hard, checking along the boards here early on. That off the boards, just underneath the Hawks bench, and out the Hawks, right back into their zone. Stretch pass up to Perrin as she just sends that one in deep, as the Ice have to recover it behind their own net. Now into the corner. Chase Braun and Perrin both plugging away at this. Attack Sierra for the Ice, who gets it loose, plays it along the boards to a teammate in Carvalho. As that puck gets past Carvalho now. D up to Texier all the way out. No icing called on the play. Carvalho, first one on it into the slot. Talia Jones just misses that. To Delacqui at the point, blocked up by McKenna Steves, as she's been famous for that throughout this series, getting her body into the lane. What a move by O'Brien, another one! But O'Brien loses that puck in between her skates, picked up by the Ice. Headed up the ice by Hudson to Cairns. Cairns on the backhand. Has a few Hawks on her, but fends them off. Now takes it around the net. Keeps it behind the net now as she rims that down low. Gets all the way across to Robbins. As in the corner, the Ice go after this. It's Moisey, Cairns, along with Robbins out there. Held in at the point by Delacqui, the other defenseman, her partner out there. And Claire Hudson poked up to Hudson now. That shot from the point unable to get through. This is blocked up by the stick of Cassie O'Brien. O'Brien's pass a bit behind Sawatsky. All she could do with it was played up further into neutral zone as the Ice who make it back in as Moisey turned aside by number 35 and Cassie Rakowski. Played D-to-D by Pembina Valley. As Jessica Anderson gets knocked off the puck. They're unable to clear. Picked up by Wazdosensky. A goal in game number 2 that's sent out in front as unable to find anyone but Lazarenko, the player with the Hattie on Saturday. Missed the net wide. Darby looks to flip this out. She does off the boards. Lazarenko, first one on, a quick pass up to Mann, and Mann plays this up to Wazdosensky. Unloads. That shot turned aside by Cassia Rakowski with 15:53 remaining in this first period of action. You're watching MFHL Playoff Game Day. This first period brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Their only store location located in Winnipeg, Manitoba at Milt Seagull Drive, 995 Milt Seagull Drive. They're Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Be sure to check them out today or check out their website as well for more details at cancentralsportscards.com. Shots right now 1-0 in favor of the Ice. They play it in again. Ota leaves that for Jones. Her shot high of the net, picked up off the backboards by Carvalho. Carvalho tries to slither her way through. Now passes out in front to Jones, gets it right back as that was intercepted. That pass misses up to the point to Texier as she was unable to hold it in. Has to backtrack to recover in her own end now as Texier has this intercepted by Brigg. Good play along the boards. Brigg to the net, trying to look backdoor, but O'Brien, the intended target, tied up. Out across off the skates of Cairns. Onto the stick of number 8 for this Hawks team. I assume an AP in tonight's game. As it gets played D-to-D now to Texier, but with a bit of trouble with it. Arkle, a good forecheck. Now down low to Cox. Arkle battling away with Texier along the boards. Cox tries to swoop that away from Walker, but unable to. Walker plays this up the left boards, but blocked up by the Clutch skate there of McKenna Steves. Ice able to still get this outplay. Cross ice all the way down for an icing as Winnipeg's attempt to stretch the ice cross ice goes out the wayside. We got a face-off coming up inside Winnipeg's own end here. And if it's one thing you got to remember if you're the Pembina Valley Hawks, it's been a long time now since that Game 3 blowout loss that they had. And for them, you just got to have it in your head that, hey, that's been uncharacteristic from us this season against this Ice squad, as well as through most of this playoff series. Now it's about, of course, coming to work tonight, throwing that out the window, that blowout loss on Saturday, and try to take home what would be a massive win for them in game number 4 as Cox denied in front by Gina Plateau. The rookie's been so steady all season long. Came away with a shutout last Thursday night in Winnipeg to secure the Game 2 win, and she's sharp to start off here on her first save of the game. 1-1 in the shots, 14:06 remaining. Pembina Valley now survived the Ice swarm to start things off, it seems, but will the Ice work it into another gear? It's man off the boards to herself. Oh, backdoor, that just off the mark as it unable to get a shot on net. Even there is a bit too close and tight for Nicholas to handle. Chloe Nicholas down low to Wazasensky, out to Nicholas again, that time firing wide of the net. Might have just caught a piece of Rakowski. As for Perrin, passes to Clausen, but that's intercepted by Lazarenko. Lazarenko's save, or shot made by a glove save by Rakowski. For the Winnipeg Ice, this starts with a beautiful play by Izzy Mann. Chips it off the boards to herself, builds up some speed, gets to the puck first, and the pass backdoor just off the mark. The Ice able to sustain some good pressure afterwards and get their second shot of the game from Lazarenko. As Delacqui at the point tries sending this on net, but cut off by number 6 and Emma Rock. Ice cut this off along the boards. It's Jones who sent that down low to Chaplik, but first one on it would be Beattie. That pass to Duran. Now into the skates of Brigg. He tries to catch up to it, but the Ice there to contest. The Ice send that in deep as Carvalho decides to stay on. As this pass all the way down for what will be an icing here. With 12:49 remaining. We said it at the end of Thursday's broadcast. Off the Ice took home that Game 2 win 2-0 to tie the series at 1 apiece. Sometimes you just need to get one, and for the Ice, they would have been feeling a lot of pressure down 2-0 if they lose that game on Thursday, which Pembina Valley kept it close, but once the Ice got that monkey off their back, as that shot turned aside by Rakowski, rebound cleared away. Lazarenko from the point through traffic, turned aside by Rakowski as both teams colliding with each other. It's Pembina Valley who gets a fist into the face of Gabby Robbins first, so with that, we're going to be getting a penalty coming up here. I believe we are, as Emma Rock and it's Gabby Robbins going to the box as well. So I believe we're going to keep it at 5-on-5 play here. Both off for coincidentals, but getting back to what I was trying to say about the Ice, sometimes you just need to get that monkey off your back, and to get back into that series and tie it 1 apiece to know you could take a win in this series against Pembina Valley. Feel like it gave this Winnipeg Ice team a lot of confidence and had them let loose this past Saturday in that 8-2 victory. Tonight's matchup, be interesting to see how tight things truly get and stay throughout this matchup as Walker tried to cut off that puck along the wall. It's taken away by Pembina Valley again as that shot sent on net turned aside to the corner, picked up by the Ice. Losing her balance, Wazasensky, no call on the play. As this rimmed around all the way to Cox. Cox hits Arco with a nice pass out of the zone as Arco maneuvers her way into the ice zone. Drops this back for O'Brien. Nice play. O'Brien to the net. Backhand turned aside by Plett as she squeezes that puck to make sure it stays out. A really nice play there by Arco. Draws the opposition to her and opens up that draw pass for O'Brien to take it towards net, which she does. Just looks like she fans on that deke as this gets past the skate of Darby now. The Ice play this across. Nice pass reception by Carvalho. Now tries going backdoor again, but a nice interception by Duran as she skates up with some speed. Using her hand as a shield initially, dropped it back to Brigg. That shot turned aside by Plett. Duran lost her footing down low, but no call on the play. We continue skate with this puck here as it's Delaquy. That pass up center ice, all the way out of the reach for Chablik, and all the way down into the Pembina Valley zone. Always remember the coolest part of calling games here at the Access Event Center is we get a front row seat to seeing the reactions on the bench, maybe hearing some conversation from the bench. Had a chance to see Brandon in this position, Yellowhead as well. And here tonight, Eugene Kaminsky and his coaching staff and his Winnipeg Ice players as Carvalho sends that in deep. Going off for a change, both number 16 and number 17 and Talia Jones. Chase Braun, her pass up the middle, intercepted by the Ice. They worked this D-to-D, passed up to Chaplik. Just out the blue line, all she could do was send it in deep, go off for a change. The Ice looked to cut that off along the boards, but couldn't. It's to Clausen, off the stick of Braun and neutral ice, and turned over again. Cairns off the boards to herself before sending this in deep. Rakowski out to play it in Pembina Valley's zone behind the goal line. This all the way out. Recovered by the Ice in their own end. That pass off the stick of Moisey and all the way down into the Pembina Valley zone. No icing on the play because of that redirection from number 4. Unable to get this deep was Kay Cairns. Hildebrand tracked down there by Wasisensky. Great back jack there from the rookie in number 8. Passed up the boards and went to Beatty, but intercepted now. Pick in her pocket was Wasisensky. Over to Nicholas. Nicholas tried feeding it back out in front, but ran out of room. But is back in front to Chloe Nicholas now, who's denied. Big save made by Rakowski. Nicholas was jamming away at it after the shot, trying to will that puck into the back of the net, but not to be. It's another offensive face-off draw coming up for this Winnipeg Ice squad. It'll be Manitate, the captain, wins this to Nicholas. Backhand dish up to Texiers, whose shot goes wide of the net. Chloe Nicholas and Wasisensky in that area trying to win on the forecheck, but unable to. It's picked up by Pembina Valley. O'Brien pickpockets in the zone. Rebound there, but off the side of the net. That one goes for number 2. Been really good all series long on all ends of the ice. Now in the offensive zone towards the net. Cox unable to get that through. Penalty coming up, as that will be, I believe, the Pembina Valley Hawks. 2 minutes for a cross-check. Sending the Ice on to their first girl advantage of this evening. Will be brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Winnipeg ranked 2nd in the regular season in power play goals. Of course, have gotten better and better on the girl advantage as this series has gone along. So this draw won by Chablik. Nice kick pass up to the point. It gets played D-to-D. Delaquy tries feeding it down low, but Braun with a great stick as she's able to clear this out off the good defensive play. Stretch pass up front, and the seamer of the ice at the blue line as Chablik loses it in her skates. All she can do, circle back towards the boards and get this up to the point to Texiera to safety. Shot through. That a bit of a bouncer on the way to a Rakowski save. So it's picked up by Chablik. Up top to Texiera. She fends on that pass, or that dump in deep rather, as the Hawks able to get it back and send it all the way in deep. It's Cassie O'Brien in the box, by the way. 2 minutes for a cross-check. It's skated up by Kate Cairns for the ice as this girl advantage continues. She delays, short little pass up to Nicholas. Nicholas right back to number 12 in Cairns, and she gets pinned up along the boards. Nicholas tries to work this to safety, opposite side below the goal line. Wasowski makes up for that by intercepting that attempt of a pass out by Beatty. Strong by Wasowski to win this on the forecheck to Caravallo with that shot. The left face-off circle, but turned aside by Rakowski with 47 seconds left for this Winnipeg Ice team to work on the girl advantage. Great forecheck by Wasowski. She's been so impressive with skill set she has with the puck this season that now we're seeing her round out more of her game, coming in all-out threat out there for this Ice team. Wins off the forecheck again. This gets played to the slot to man now. Up top to Caravallo. Quickly across to Lazarenko. That pass by Caravallo. Trying to go down low. Intercepted by the Hawks as Duran chases us down short-handed. Duran's shot. She pulled it to the forehand. Deflects wide of the net into the corner. It's Brigg off the boards. Sent it in deep at the ice. Able to get it back again. Wasowski skates this in. Protects, sends it to the net, that off the pad of Rakowski instead, as Pembina Valley was able to clear away the rebound, but not the zone. Still Lazarenko unloads, that shot just misses wide. It would have been her fourth goal in the last two games. We're back to even strength, as this will be all the way down for an icing for Pembina Valley. Won't be able to get fresh legs out right now. Another good save made by Rakowski. .6:30 remaining. It's a 2-1 lead for the Ice in the 5-game series, but 0-0 on the scoreboard still here. 10-4 the shots in favor of Winnipeg, as this pass up to the point to Walker ends up missing all the way back down into the Winnipeg Ice zone as Texiera flips this out. But taken in quickly by this Hawks team. Perrin along the board sends this in deep to the wall, where Winnipeg Ice player is there to cut it off, and Texiera still battling to get this puck loose. She jams it free, but unable to get it out of the zone as Chase Braun with a good hold. Perrin now backhands this down low to the far corner in the ice zone. Perrin back on it again. Pinned up along the boards by Izzy Mann, but Mann has that taken away to the net. Almost a bad bounce. Loose puck still there for the Ice to cover it up, and they do. So that went off the stick of Texiera and almost deflected into the back of the net past Gina Plett. A close one there for the Ice, where they shake their heads, skate it off. And get ready for another Pembina Valley Hawks face-off coming up here, this time inside the ice zone. Steves, that shot wide of the net. She was searching for a deflection, but never got it. That pass from Anderson up to the point to Beatty, way off the mark, off the boards and out. So Beatty takes it back in her own end, giving chase Moisey. But Beatty used the net as a shield, a decoy to get by her before sending that stretch pass all the way down for an icing. Will be another offensive zone face-off draw on the Pembina Valley Hawks zone. Cairns to take this draw against Anderson. Nice win by the Hawks captain, but the Ice able to get it back. Moisey unable to tuck and shoot that shot from the point, tipped wide of the net off the stick of Gabby Robbins, sent down low by Kay Cairns, intercepted by Beatty. Up the left boards to Anderson, plays this across to Duran, has Brigg with her. Duran holds on instead. Duran now kicks this out to Brigg. Brigg had some trouble receiving that pass. Now that pass cross ice to the point, unable to stay in as it was off the mark for number 6 in Emma Rock. Off the boards, out for Pembina Valley again. Lazarenko, nice drop to keep this puck onside for the time being before taking it in towards the net. Turned aside by the Pembina Valley defense. Hudson shot tipped on net. Rebound still there, but cleared away by Pembina Valley. Now off the boards, trying to hold the line. Hudson unable to, as it just made its way out. Some good looks there from this Winnipeg Ice squad. They continue to skate here to the tune of 12 shots. What's a scoreless hockey game still. Both teams have been close, though. There's no doubt about that, to breaking the ice in this one. Be the team. Their name the ice to break the ice first, or will it be the Pembina Valley Hawks, who, of course, trail in the shot category 12-5, but had some good looks for themselves throughout this game. Through the first 16 minutes or so far. It's Pembina Valley in the neutral zone. This pass up the boards, intercepted by Jones. Sent in now to the Pembina Valley end by Chablik for the ice. Victor tries playing this up the boards, but not out as Delacqui cut it off for Winnipeg. Delacqui now pins up a Hawk down below, up to the point to Mann. Mann sends it right back into the body of Hallie Chablik. Nice move by Chablik initially, but couldn't get past number 2 in O'Brien with a good defensive stick to try to get to the net. O'Brien hounding Mann now on a good check in her own end as she knocked number 10 off the puck. But a nice stick by Wozdesensky. Sends this down low, keeps it down low, but taken away by Pembina Valley once again. Skating up with it. Down the left side was Perrin, but a nice stick to take that away was Taxira. Hand pass called here on the play, as the Winnipeg Ice crowd was calling for it big time. And their wish was granted. With a power play coming up as well for the Winnipeg Ice. Brought to you by Ken Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Lazarenko holds out the line. Nice backhand feed over to Mann. To the net! Tipped in the bumper position by Nicholas. Just wide of it. Wozdesensky. Nice skating from her. Able to get this free up to the point. To Lazarenko as her shot deflects wide on that this time. Nice stick by Hildebrand to take that away from Carvalho as both of them exchange a few jabs with each other heading down the ice as Hildebrand sent that in deep. Mann skates this up now. Mann through the neutral zone, building up speed. She takes this out wide. Mann drops this back for Wozdesensky. Takes it to the net. Goes to Mann instead. That shot turned aside by Rakowski. Just squeaks past that right post and wide. Held in by the ice on a clearing attempt now. Texiera, what a move. Puts the fanciness on Pembina Valley there. Just trying to think of something clever to say, but couldn't there. Chablik sends this towards the net now. This over to Cairns off the boards. Cairns spins away from the trouble. Gets this into the skates down low. Number 15 in Chablik is the second power play unit out for this Winnipeg Ice squad. Texiera looking to dazzle again. Shoots this time wide of the net. Off a deflection. As Delacqui tried to send it back to the point, she did, but no one there to cover as Texiera had to regroup Send this right back to Delacroix upon getting the puck in the neutral zone. Now to Chablik. Chablik to the net off the mask of Rakowski. Using her head well. Delacroix holds the line. D-to-D Texier. That shot blocked by Hawk. This time it's Abigail Brigg who gets into the lane. This time helping out their goaltender. This Hawks team. Robbins at the point. Tries sending this in deep. A glove down by Brigg all the way out. And that concludes the penalty to Cassie O'Brien. So we are back to even strength. Still scoreless here under the final minute left in this first period. Nicholas takes this wide. Takes a hack from Briggs. Sends it out in front to Man, but the captain unable to find that. Puck that was loose for just a moment. Now into the corner for Man. Tic-tac-toe into the slot for Ota, who stepped up there, but unable to register anything on that stretch pass all the way down into the ice zone. No icing called on the play as it's waved off. A few Ice players and some Hawks players trying to get this puck loose. The Hawks looked like they got it loose initially, but it's the Ice who come away with this one. Cross ice feed out of the reach of Nicholas, but good effort to get a stick on it. Zrock tried to play it up in the neutral zone. 10 seconds left now. O'Brien, nice dangle upon entry into the blue line. Just decides to send this in deep as the Ice pass this off to Chloe Nicholas as stick handled that puck momentarily before the first period horn sounds. As the score 0-0 between these two sides. Winnipeg with the majority of the shots at 15-5. But it's just been some key saves mixed with just not quite getting the bounces so far for Winnipeg, as they've sent a bunch on net and we've seen a few shots just trickle past the post. But the thing about this Winnipeg Ice team is you got to find ways to, get that first goal soon. I think for them, getting that first goal would be huge, especially with the momentum they've built up. But if this Hawks team is able to continue to survive and continue to get good chances like they did throughout that first period, they put some dangerous ones up on Gina Plett. I think the Hawks got to like their chances in this game, but they got to find another gear. The Ice are looking to find another gear here, as Winnipeg looks to put this one to bed, this series, to move on into the next round, where they would be taking on the winner of the Winnipeg Avros and Westman Wildcats series, which is also being played tonight down in Hartney, Manitoba. Or will it be the Pembina Valley Hawks, who fight to stay alive for one more game and force a decisive game number 5 this Saturday afternoon. Or this Saturday's, I should say, at the Hockey for All Center. Tune in to find out next in this upcoming second period here on MFHL Playoff Game Day, as we'll answer all of those questions and more. Maybe we don't. Maybe we see another scoreless period coming up. You'll have to tune in to find out. You've been watching G-Show Productions' coverage of MFHL Playoff Game Day. Hawks Ice live here from the Access Event Center in Morden, Manitoba. We'll play you some highlights and be back for some first intermission analysis and more here. And, of course, the second period coming up next on MFHL Playoff Game Day. This first period brought to you by Ken Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Scoreless after the first 20 here. Who breaks the tie next? Tune in to find out. And live from Niverville, Manitoba, on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca, it's a Friday night presentation of MFHL Game Day here on your home for MFHL Hockey. I'm your host and play-by-play commentator for tonight's action, Graham the G-Show Forsyth. We're brought to you by McKen Fasteners and Tools, Ken Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico, and Goaltenders. Down below the goal line now. Behind the net, occupied by Alameda, banks it up the boards up to the point to Vaderigo, back to Scott Cook, nice pass, gets to Maya Grenier, who's denied by Alameda, another save by number 35, now it's behind her, no, behind the net, and it's up to Chloe Carrier, but she fans on the shot there. This picked up by Beavis, but she has her pocket pick, this onto the stick of Rio Pierre, she's able to angle pass, what a move by number 9 on the backhand, loses it on the forehand. as she was named an all-star in the female World Sports School Challenge. What a save by Labossiere, sticking out that right pad as this ends up towards the close sports to our broadcast angle. Wozni knocked Beavis to the ice. That turned aside by Labossiere. Another save made. This played up to Chloe Carrier. Now back across to Isabella Carrier. Denied by Almeida. Top 3, maybe top 5 at the least. And Delaney Rigo, oh, bar out she goes. So close to opening up the score, and thought that might have hit the inside of the bar, but it didn't. As whacking away is Isabelle Labossiere. That tipped in, scores! It's the Eastman Selects who open up the scoring here tonight on home ice. As it's a great return to the lineup for Maya Grenier. She's the one who redirects it home. Sends it to the net, paddling that to the end boards was Almeida. Losing her balance and on her stomach right now. A short read to the low slot. Grenier looking for a second. Whacks away at a rebound, but turned away by Almeida to take that away from Heidinger. But Heidinger able to get it back and squeezes by the Avers defense. Sent towards the net. Loose puck there, denying Kennedy Carey on the doorstep was Almeida. Furthest away from our broadcast angle, Eastman able to get it back. That shot turned aside by Almeida with 12 seconds remaining on the Eastman girl advantage. Back up to Haas. That shot wide of the net. Almost off of Almeida. Inbound scores. Is that Maya Grenier again? I believe it is. As number 9 strikes twice here, this time on the Eastman power play. Is this? It will be held in the Avers zone by Callie Remler at the point to Scott Cook in the slot, turned aside by the pad of Almeida. It got it to Grenier, who played it to the slot, but that pass misfired. It's worked up by the Avers now. Pierre with the step, dangling in, trying to tug backhand, but Labossiere denying with that left pad. Picked up by Dixon, plays it to the point as Eastman gets the cycle going. Tipped in, scores! Grenier completes the hat trick as Eastman goes up 3-0. What a moment for number 9 in a return to the lineup. And as this game's gone along, so how do you find another gear in their game? That's what the Avers are searching for. Another good deflection in front for the Selects, denied by Almeida. Beavis now goes down low below the goal line in the Avro zone. Reverses this down to Isabella Carey. Tries going to the point, but that pass to Hawes got deflected in front, scores! It's Caitlin Schroeder rewarded for her hard work tonight with a redirection on the power play into the back of the net to beat Adriana Almeida. As this to Scott Cook, plays that to the slot, into the feet of Heidinger, whacks away at it, another whack turned aside by Almeida, back into the slot now, to the point to Chloe Carey, her shot through, rebound into the backboards, that turned aside by Almeida again. Winnipeg, the Avers looking to bounce back tomorrow by the looks of it. So they'll be going into the loss column, maybe in this one, still some time left as Speechley powers away through, denied by Labossiere. Trying to get a favorable bounce, but the Selects able to get a stick in the lane. Picked up by the Avers, tipped on net, rebound there, but nice job by Lexi Remillard to get a stick in the grill of Liberty Amy. But the Selects sure know how to frustrate this offensive juggernaut in the Winnipeg Avers. 2 shutouts against them this season to win the season 3-1. It's the top offensive team in the league shut down tonight. A signature win from the Eastman Selects.
Make-Canada Fasteners, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, the Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
Welcome back into MFHL playoff game day here on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. Scoreless after the first 20 minutes here in Game 4 between the Pembina Valley Hawks and the Winnipeg Ice. Winnipeg looking to close things out tonight to win their 10th straight MFHL playoff series, as Pembina Valley looks to stay alive and send this series to a Game 5 back in Winnipeg. Interesting how the series is played out in terms of where the games have been. It's unusual, but the first 2 games were hosted by the Winnipeg Ice, and Games 3 and 4 have been here in Morden, Manitoba. That was due to an issue with Pembina Valley getting Ice 4. That Game 2, which would have been a home game, ended up being a road game for them last Thursday, where, of course, they lost their first game of these playoffs for the series to be tied at 1 apiece. And as for, well, Saturday didn't fare so well for the Pembina Valley Hawks, as they ended up losing 8-2 to this Winnipeg Ice squad. But we're scoreless after the first 20 minutes of play here. Hocey's made some good saves. Pembina Valley's gotten some good blocks. And despite trailing 15-5 on the shot clock, this is a scoreless game, right? So I think that Pembina Valley has to take that first period as a win. You were able to get out of it scoreless, given that you were outshot by quite a bit, and you were even able to work some dangerous opportunities towards the Winnipeg Ice's net. So it's about Pembina Valley, I think, continuing to survive, yes, in their own zone, but don't sit back. Continue to get in the lanes, block shots, and maybe, just maybe, you can start to get even more offensive zone opportunities for yourself. Pembina Valley, I didn't have a chance to see game number 3, and they let it get away from them, of course, with that 8-2 loss. But out of the first 2 games of the series, they've been able to skate with the Winnipeg Ice. And even though Winnipeg's been able to get by them at points here tonight, it's been great defensive efforts to defend against the rush, and Pembina Valley got more and more good looks as that period went along in the offensive zone. So they'll be looking for that to continue in this game here in the second period and on, and even looking for even more, as both games right now that are being played in the MFHL playoffs on the schedule on Wednesday night are both scoreless. 0-0 between the Winnipeg Avros and the Westman Wildcats down in Hartney, Manitoba right now. The Winnipeg Ice are making their way back out onto the ice here from Morden Access Event Center. Pembina Valley's coaches on their bench already. Eugene Kaminsky and his staff making their way onto the Winnipeg Ice's bench. But we'll keep you up to date with the Avros and Wildcats Game 4 from Hartney, as this one over in Morden goes along between the Hawks and the Ice, which, speaking of the Hawks, the loud horns mean they're not going to the ice. As period 2 coming up here is going to be brought to you by Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Check out their website at terico.ca for more details today. And to Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Check out their website for more details at GordyTumbleson-Goalies.ca on what they do. Gina Pleck getting her start in the crease here again tonight. The rookie goaltender had a shutout last Thursday. He's been perfect on the 5 shots she's faced so far. For Cassia Rakowski for the Pembina Valley Hawks. Made some desperation saves throughout that last period. Came up big time on some shots from the point through traffic. Pembina Valley will be looking for much of the same from their goaltender in this period coming up next. Last night in Yellowhead and Brandon, it went into double overtime, with Brandon winning by a score of 5-4 in double OT. They're, of course, the lesser ranked of the two teams, ranked 5th instead of Yellowhead's 4th ranking. And if Pembina Valley was tuning into that one or was following along and knowing that Brandon got outshot by quite a bit in that game, maybe they can look to that game as inspiration for Brandon as they fought to a 2-1 series lead last night in Shoal Lake, with game number 4 coming up next in Brandon in the next few days. Coming up tomorrow, actually, as we're in this one. The Ice go off for a change, looking to hold the line, but unable to. Ota now circling in the neutral zone, plays it up to Nicholas. Nicholas gets this back on her stick. She just sends this behind her, back down low into the corner where teammate was in the area, but unable to do anything on that forecheck for the Ice to get possession of it. Now they get possession of it again. It's Nicholas. Hands this off to Texiera, who shot in tight. That rebound turned aside, or turned wide of the net. Off of the stick of number 8 in Wazdesensky. A good setup there off of that point shot from Texiera. Lowen created a rebound. Will she do the same thing here? No, dishes it off into the corner. Texiera gets it right back from number 6 in Nicholas, but this puck gets sent all the way out into the Winnipeg Ice zone for what will be an icing. Another face-off draw coming up inside the Pembina Valley Hawks zone. As the Ice win this draw, sent down low Carvalho. Her pass out front initially unable to connect. This time gets blocked up again to the twig of McKenna Steves, but the Ice still control this at the point. Puck turned over, picked off by O'Brien, who sends this all the way down before going off for a change. As Hudson stretch pass up to Chablik off of her stick. She loses this. It's Winnipeg Ice in the neutral zone work this D-to-D. Hudson across to Carvalho now, as Carvalho just past the red line sends this in deep for Winnipeg into Pembina Valley zone. Giving chase on it, Hallie Chablik. Hudson steps up from her blue line. Hold this and sends this to Cairns, as Cairns whacking away at the stick of Brigg. Brigg gets a pass to Durand as... Oh, Cairns going to be penalized for that slash. So it sends Pembina Valley to their first power play of this contest. So this power play will be brought to you by Terrico. Pembina Valley, a lot of skill on this first unit. Anderson, Duran, O'Brien up front as the forwards. Brigg at the point along with Darby is a nice win by the Hawks captain and Anderson to get this across. Or up to the point and went D-to-D to Brigg. She sent that down low. Lazarenko now trying to flip this off the boards with the backhand, but gets intercepted. Anderson, her shot ends up wide of the net. So it's now up to the point to Brigg. That shot through a screen. Plett is tracking it and just missed the net. Pembina Valley misses with that pass to the point, sent all the way back down into the Pembina Valley zone where Rakowski was out there to leave it for a teammate. Now onto the twig of O'Brien, as O'Brien has it on the forehand. Stops up, goes up top to Brigg, back to O'Brien. O'Brien, a bit of trouble with that puck at first, holds on to it. Now that shot turned aside by that pad of Plett all the way out for the Ice again. Pembina Valley unable to get any rebound opportunity there. Gets onto the twig of O'Brien again. Feeds it over to Perrin as more of this second unit comes on now for the Hawks. Offside on the play. So with that, 53 seconds remain on this Hawks power play. Not too much danger so far. They've been able to have possession of the puck, but whether it's been a bounce not in their favor, the puck's just rolling over their sticks. Pembina Valley hasn't been able to get too much high danger towards the ice net here so far throughout the first minute of this power play. That off the stick of Arkel all the way down into the ice zone. Lazarenko, her pass off the twig of Nicholas as she lost her edge. Steves now skates this up into the ice zone, but shut down right away by a good stick of Gabby Robbins. Sent all the way back down to the Hawks zone. First one on will be Beatty. 19 seconds left in this Hawks power play now. That pass misses the stick of Steves. Beatty lost her stick, gets it right back again. Steves, her pass now into the neutral zone, ends up connecting with Clausen, but nothing doing there for this Pembina Valley Hawks team on their first power play of the game. So we're back to even strength. 15-15 remaining, puck in the corner in the Hawks zone. As the Ice look to get after it on the forecheck. Along the board, still trying to get this loose is Carvalho. And from behind her, Talia Jones trying to scoop this out from a few Hawks along those boards. The Ice finally do get it loose down low. That pass out in front just misses, unable to be held in at the point, as Delacqui will be the first one on it. Chloe Delacqui, nice little stop up to create some deception before sending that to a teammate and out of the zone for the Ice, but Pembina Valley gets it right back. Anderson, a quick little backhand off the boards all the way down deep again. She goes chasing this, but Delacqui, her pass too fast onto the stick of Carvalho. Now plays it up to Kay Cairns. Cairns, her shot low off the side of the net. No chance there recorded for this Winnipeg Ice team. Taken away now by Pembina Valley and worked up through the neutral zone. It's onto the stick of Abigail Briggs. Sends it all backdoor feed. What a save by Plett! Highway robbery on what looked like a sure backdoor goal for Emma Duran. We stay scoreless with 14-12 remaining. Take a look back at that replay. Take some time because what a save from this rookie goaltender for this Winnipeg Ice squad. Warrants us to put goaltenders onto the screen as Rakowski, speaking of goaltenders, was out aggressive out of his own crease to take out a Winnipeg Ice player there, as you saw. So this gets played cross ice now to Duran again. Passed it across to Brigg. Brigg, that pass down low over the stick of Duran now, but O'Brien off the bench, fresh off a line change, cut that off. It's taken out by the Winnipeg Ice now as they get possession. Past the red line, Robbins sends this in deep. It's off for some fresh legs. Stretch pass misses for Pembina Valley all the way down. No icing called on the play. As Izzy Mann almost got stood up in her own end, but spun away from the check-in and got a pass up to Nicholas. Nicholas up the boards, down low. Got disrupted there by a few Pembina Valley Hawks players. Disrupted by another one down low as this is to the point. Taxiera's shot turned aside and covered up by Cassia Rakowski. With 13:01 remaining. In this period of action. In the second. As Wasilewski down low, gets this up to Walker at the point. Across to Texiera, back down low. Here's Chloe Nicholas. As Izzy Mann. Flip that to the opposite side down low. Ice had it taken away for a moment, but it's sent back down low again after they held it out at the point. Perrin, that pass up to number 9. Clausen couldn't send this in deep. Saw it blocked up by the skates of a Winnipeg Ice player. Clausen gets it back again just before the blue line. Tries to dangle in just past the ice blue line, but a nice defensive stick by the captain and man sends Carvalho to the net as Carvalho has her line disrupted by Beatty there. Nice back check by number 14. to get back on the defensive side of the puck. Chablik up top to the point now to Hudson. Over to Jones. Jones right back to Hudson now. Has traffic through. That shot ends up in the air for just a moment. Chablik whacking away at it as well as Carvalho. And Jones. Chablik another whack, but Perrin able to get to it first and send this all the way down. No icing called on the play. So it will be Gina Plett who covers this up instead. With 11:44 remaining. As offensive zone face-off draw for this Pembina Valley Hawks team, won by the Winnipeg Ice, play D-to-D over to Carvalho. Carvalho to Jones, over to Chablik in the neutral zone, but pass hopped up over her stick. D-to-D, the Hawks work it now in their own end, successfully up to Anderson. Anderson just before the blue line banks this off the boards, down deep as Brigg will be the first forechecker on this, but loses the battle. Held in at the point by Pembina Valley, trying to get a tip on net, but a nice defensive play by Delacqui to cover up in front. Delacqui again in front. This time turns it over. Duran sends it towards the net. Wraparound chance there from Brigg. Turned aside by Plett. Good help from Delacqui as well to defend at the side of the net. Penalty coming up here as Carvalho will be nabbed. 2 minutes for either body contact or for boarding. It will be body contact. Illegal checking. Hits technically a no-no in this league, even though we do see things get physical every once in a while, as we've seen at points in this game so far. So it brings on another Pembina Valley Hawks power play and a Winnipeg Ice penalty kill. It's brought to you by Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service, as Darby walks in from the line, sends it to the net. O'Brien whacked away at that, but caught Texier in the equipment instead. Puck unable to be held in by Brigg. She regrouped quickly, sent across ice to Anderson. Anderson sends this into the opposite corner in the ice zone. Now is O'Brien able to recover this puck. Muscling her way to the net. Unable to pull the trigger, though, is a bit too tight on the defense there from Winnipeg Ice. So O'Brien settles this down, gets it down low to Duran as Duran shifts up top to Brigg. That tipped on net, but wide of it. That was the game plan. It fell short for this Hawks team. They're unable to keep it in as well as the Ice. Able to send this all the way down deep into the Hawks zone on net. Rakowski stopped it up, left it for a teammate to take it. So it's O'Brien with it on her stick now. Drops this back to Perrin into the final minute of power play time for this Pembina Valley team. A lot better looks this go around as Brigg is about to be closed off at the point. Just decides to send this down low as the Hawks get after it. Out in front! That shot turned aside by Plett. It's number 12 and Hayden Arkle who took the shot. Those great reflexes there by Plett to be ready for it. Squared up to the shooter right away. Draw one just by Pembina Valley. Beatty works it quickly over to Steve. Steve's down low now. Back to Arkle. Arkle hands this off to Beatty. Beatty back down low to Arkle. Now to Cox in the bumper position. Blocked up by Hudson. Nice block by the shin pad there of number 3. This time this gets out for this Winnipeg Ice squad. They send it all the way down. Get fresh legs out onto the ice as well. Be interested to see, will they send Carvalho? I believe it's a strong possibility. Maybe one more chance on the power play here for Pembina Valley. No one home on that pass across in the ice zone as the Ice able to get it out. We're back to even strength. As Carvalho changes right away, stayed on initially, had to send the puck in deep first. Try to establish some type of attack for our team. Here's Lazarenko, who just may do that, takes it behind the net, stops up, makes the girl fall in front of the net. That was Ella Victor, but the Ice unable to work that puck up with success. High up is trying to dangle her way past Leah Clausen, able to catch up to that puck just below the blue line, but couldn't send the puck on net, ends up to the point again. Victor, her shot tipped wide of it. Platt, I'm not sure if she saw that at all as it was making its way to the net. Cairns, that pass a bit off the mark from Moisey. It's a hard pass for number 4 to take in as she was looking behind herself. It's Texiera now. Nice drop to maneuver down low, but into the skates of Walker. This pass turned over. It's Duran who has it on her stick. Duran protecting this out wide, runs out of room after losing that puck in the boards as it allows for the Ice to get this all the way out. So it's into the neutral zone. Nicholas has that stripped away by Duran. Over to Anderson, drop back to Brigg. Her shot right into the logo of Gina Plett. Need more quality if you're Pembina Valley, and you'd like to see it rather quick here. As with 7:37 remaining in the second period, we're now a few minutes under the official halfway mark of this game. That was at 10 minutes. For Pembina Valley, they have 11 shots in this game overall. 19 in total for the Winnipeg Ice. Shots so far in this period in favor of Pembina Valley. That shot from Duran, unable to get through the block of Hudson. AP and Sinead Convery battling hard down there. Brigg in for some support. Out in front, no goal as it's called off right away. Rakowski had that helmet off. So Winnipeg Ice set up a quick pass to Carvalho in the slot. It's Carvalho obviously unhappy about that. Nice rip from her that went into the back of the net, but it won't count as something happened to Cassie Rakowski's helmet. Must have felt a strap loose or something. She took a shot in the head in that first period of action. It's been a while since then, so it's just about readjusting the straps for number 35. And good as new. We get set to get going here once again. 7:12 remaining in the second period of action. Both teams searching for the icebreaker in this one. The opening goal of the game gets to the slot. D'Italia Jones doesn't like what she sees towards the net. Kept it to the outside. That pass to the point. Intercepted by Arkle. Arkle fast enough to skate it down now. Recovers in the Winnipeg Ice zone. Plays it towards the net, but Cox couldn't work it there over top to O'Brien, who was waiting patiently at the side of the net for a pass. So O'Brien, she'll be the first one back for Pembina Valley, is giving chase on her as Chablik. Now Cairns gives chase on a Pembina Valley Hawks player in the winger out there for them. I believe number 10 in Cox is Cairns, the one who took it away for Winnipeg in the Pembina Valley zone, sends it right back in. This puck almost rimmed out of the zone for Pembina Valley, held in by Ota. Pembina Valley still can't get it out as Steves finds the skate of a nice player. Disrupted that clear-out attempt. Arkle now will just go off for a change. She contemplated chasing down that chip that would have been to herself, but decided she was out of gas. Goes to recharge now on the Pembina Valley bench. Pembina Valley off the boards by cut off by a man. Nice little dangle before sending this in deep, just past the red line in the neutral zone. Perrin, her pass up. Intercepted in the neutral zone by Texier and sent in all the way deep again. D to D. The Hawks work at Victor behind the back pass to Perrin, but a nice job by Texier to clog up the boards there. She came down hard on the Pembina Valley players in their own end. As this puck remains in the corner. 2 Ice players on it as well as 2 Pembina Valley players on it as it stays there long enough for us to get a stoppage in play. With 5:15 remaining in this period. Still scoreless here in Morden, Manitoba. Cassie O'Brien, so good on winning draws for most of this playoff series, lost it this time. So that shot ended up wide of the net. Battle down low, won by this Hawks team as O'Brien in for support, plays this D-to-D to one of her defensemen and number 6 in Rock, who stretch pass up to Sawatsky, almost gets all the way down for an icing, but just stopped up short enough. Hildebrand out there. Sawatsky with support for Pembina Valley as they get this puck back on the forecheck. Now O'Brien into the attack. Sends that on net, but didn't even make it there. It made it to the slot instead, but deflected wide of the net off of some Winnipeg Ice players' sticks. As Walker has her pocket picked by Convery. Sent out by the ice now, finally. Sits into the Hawk zone. D-to-D pass. Ends up into the neutral zone for Durand as it's picked up by Convery now. Convery, her shot turned aside by the paddle of Plett. Is that top line out there for this Hawks team. Durand now trying to whack away at that in front, but poked up by the ice right away. Sent in the corner by Brigg. That cut off by the ice as Durand couldn't get there quick enough. Durand, nice back check, trying to fend off Carvalho, but Carvalho does a good enough job to fend her off herself. Loose puck picked up by Abigail Briggs, skated in again for Pembina Valley. Has that knocked away by Talia Jones just inside the blue line in the ice zone, so Pembina Valley will have to look to go again for a break-in, but it's the ice who won't allow them to. Sent on net. And left by Rakowski. Off the skate now, Ariel. This off the glove of Hudson. Tries to send this in deep, but can't get past the equipment of Anderson. Tried to maneuver her way past Hudson, but a nice defensive play by number 3 before the Ice get it all the way down into the Hawk zone. Cairns tried to poke that pass with one hand to herself. Nice defensive play by Pembina Valley. It's an offside called here on the play. 3:02 remaining. 22-11 the shots in favor of Winnipeg. It's a packed house here tonight at the Access Event Center. We're glad to be here on this Wednesday night. Not often do you get Wednesday night games in the MFHL until the playoffs, as I know teams in the league request always during the regular season that they'd rather play weekend games rather than weekday games. In playoffs where there's so much hockey to be left to be played, it's just not doable to do this all in a weekend, right? It's the third weekday game that these two teams have played in this series. As Gabby Robbins tries to poke it to herself to make it across to that puck, but unable to. Gets it back in the corner into the skates of Kay Cairns. Cairns still has it in her feet, trying to kick it to safety for herself to do something with this puck, but unable to. Lazarenko holds at the point, but she'll be met by Arkle. Arkle has O'Brien in for support. It's the Ice who have better numbers. To the net. Nicholas, her shot turned aside by Rakowski. Nicholas gets it back again. Another shot! Oh, that might have just grazed the post. That net occupied by Rakowski as Pembina Valley finally able to get it out. Nice chip by Cox to herself. Couldn't get it free to O'Brien now. The Ice back towards the net. Oh, what a move by Lazarenko. Denied. Oh, that's a goal. The Ice break the ice. 1:39 remaining in the second period to go up 1-0. Well, she's been around the net all night long. She's finally rewarded with one, and that's Chloe Nicholas. Follows up on the many rebounds that were there in front of Cassie Rakowski. This time around, Pembina Valley just can't do enough to clear it. The Ice relentless, and with that, our first leader of this game. How does Pembina Valley respond? Or how did the Ice respond? 2-on-1, Texiera, her shot turned aside by that right arm of Rakowski. The Hawks have to settle things down here. They gotta push at the same time, down by 1. they could potentially be heading into this period. Texiera, that shot! Not through a screen, but a screen in front. Almost helping her. Rakowski seen it at the last moment to make the save. Ice back on this puck now. Carvalho, nice behind the back pass to Texiera, but unable to get that through on that block. So we're under the final minute of play here in this second period. Duran tried to send that in deep, but instead she'll be met with an offside. And for Chloe Nicholas, this goal for her ends up being her first of the playoffs for this Winnipeg Ice squad. For Chloe Nicholas, we'll get to her more during the second intermission for sure. So that goal was brought to you by Terraco, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Play gets blown dead. The puck couldn't get out of the corner. In the Pembina Valley zone. It's the ice with Kate Cairns, Gabby Robbins, and Moisey out as the forwards draw one by O'Brien. It's reliable in that face-off circle as ever at this point in the period. She joins the battle down low with her teammate to try to get that puck, well rather, keep that puck pinned up along the boards. Her and the O'Brien and Beatty, that is, going to work there for Pembina Valley. 8.5 seconds remaining. Robbins taking this towards the net. What a move! What a save by Rakowski out in front as Robbins putting on some late period magic. But it's the goaltender and Cassie Rakowski who gets the better of number 9 that time. Stretching out that right pad to make what, well, it's the biggest save of this contest so far. Because if you go down 2-0 heading into the final 20 minutes of play, with that little time that would have been remaining on the scoreboard, yeah, it would have been a real blow to this Pembina Valley team. But they're down 1-0. And that's the important thing to recognize for them, is that, hey, they're down by 1 right now, heading into maybe their final period of this MFHL season. And not only that, but for some players on this team in terms of who's graduating here in 2025, this could very well be the last game ever in a Hawks jersey for Jessica Anderson, Hayden Arkle, Abigail Brigg, Emma Duran, Cassia Rakowski, and Emma Rock, as all 6 of them will be aging out after this year. So if I'm Pembina Valley in that room, the players who could be playing their final 20 minutes as Pembina Valley Hawks, I expect them to come out extremely hard during this period. But hey, you got to preach it in the room as a coaching staff that for the players coming back next year, play for the 6 that might not be here next year. If you end up losing this game, well, their Hawks career is over. What does Pembina Valley have left in the tank here to try to force a game number 5 against the defending champion Winnipeg Ice? And what do the Winnipeg Ice have to finish this one off, looking to make it to their 10th, or to win their 10th straight MFHL playoff series, and looking to make it into what would be their 4th straight semifinal series? We'll see how it all ends next on your home for MFHL playoff hockey on G-Show Productions' presentation of MFHL Playoff Game Day. This period was brought to you by Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service, as well as Terraco at terraco.ca. 20 more miles of regulation, possibly the last 20 in the Hawks season. What do they have left? Well, Tune into the third period coming up next to find out. This is game 32 of this regular season this afternoon between the Selects and the Chiefs, the Yellowhead Chiefs, that is. And this MFHL Game Day broadcast brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools, Terrico, Goaltenders, and Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Hepner trying to maneuver away from the pressure, gets it up to the point to Haas. Haas' shot tipped on net, denied by Johnston. Thank you for tuning in on this Super Bowl Sunday, by the way, everybody. Let us know what your favorite Super Bowl scores! Right as I'm talking about the Super Bowl, it's a super goal for number 19 and Danielle Hepner. To Callie Remillard, plays this over. To Lexi Remillard. Over to Hepner as her shot ends up deflecting off the pads of Johnston. On to Callie Remillard's stick now. She circles up, rebound there, scores! And is it Danielle Hepner again? I think it just maybe makes this a 2-0 lead for Eastman Select squad. Trying to get this down low. It does go to Heidinger. Tries to locate in the slot. It gets there. That shot not able to go through. Now Heidinger banging away at it. Scott Cook unable to put that in back door, but up to the point it goes. Chloe Carrier's shot. Just getting a piece of that was Gracie Johnston to clog the wall up. Sent down low. Now ends up to the point for Rose Cochran. She tries shooting, but fans on it. Ends up on Hepner's stick. It's number 19 with 2 goals already. And this 2-0 lead kicks it out. That shot on net off the post, scores! A hat trick for number 19. As she completes the natural hattie to put Eastman up 3-0. Are you kidding me? But taken away by Eastman again below the goal line. Worked up to the point. Haas, her shot, looking for a tip, set on the net. Hepner denied. Rebound there. We're back to even strength. Still banging away at it. Eastman shovel in front of the net again, but turned aside by Johnston. As Veach sends this below the goal line for Pollock. Pollock tries to protect this puck. Now out in front, loose in the slot. Despiers-Lair unable to whack away at it. That's a great job by Eastman to converge on that. Labossiere makes a heads-up save off of that deflection. As they go off for a change. 1:14 remaining in this period. This chipped up by Maxwell, but unable to get to it first as Lexi Remillard back in her own end. This stretch pass up, connects, offside, not going to be called. Heidinger dangles in, scores! Into the opposite corner by Sophia Heidinger, the most recent goal scorer in this game. Now Vaderigo plays it to the net, gets it with a great hand-eye out of the air. Face-off won by Eastman up to Lexi Remillard. Her shot through deflects wide of the net off the stick of Schroeder. Dixon gets it off the boards to the slot. That shot scores! Isabella Carey makes it a 5-0 game. Cochran up the boards, turns this over to Rigaud. Ends up back in the neutral zone. Gray able to get a step. Gray in. Oh, has her pocket pick. Great defensive effort on the back check by Blake Hawes as she got a stick in. Off the stick of an Eastman player back down to the Yellowhead zone. Is this taken away by Scott Cook? Nice stick. High slot. Cook sends it towards the net. Rebound there. Whacking away at it. Delaney Rigaud, but ends up under the pad of Gracie Johnston. So it's over to Heidinger now. Works her way in. Heidinger as she stick handles and stops up now near the point. Heidinger dangles past Taryn Knight. Able to shoot. Scores! And inaccurate shot. A rip from number 16 in Sophia Heidinger past Gracie Johnston. Extends this lead to 6-0 for the Eastman Selects. On this girl advantage now. As this intercepted towards the net, Gray wide of it, as she's had so many chances like that. To Delaney Rigaud, she makes a move, making her way towards the net, backhand trying to tuck that in, 5-hole, but Johnston denies her. From Pollock as she continues to work here, forces a turnover, held in at the line by Gray for the Chiefs. Picked up by Pollock again, that shot turned aside, rebound there, over the net, that goes so close. So with 17 seconds remaining on what has been a record-breaking season for the Eastman Selects for the first time in their franchise's history, finishing as the first place team in an MFHL regular season. They'll have to wait to see who their opponent is for the upcoming first round, but congratulations to the Eastman.
Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools has been the place to shop for your industrial needs for over 20 years. Carrying the tools you need to get the job done from the brands you can trust, Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools has you covered. Brands like Milwaukee Tool, established in 1924 and on display in our Milwaukee Red Zone, the largest red zone in Winnipeg. With construction workers and tradespeople in mind, Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools is your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. So come on down to our Winnipeg store location today, located on 1557 King Edward Street in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools in Brandon takes pride in selling the tools farmers and tradespeople rely on. Like our Winnipeg location, Brandon carries the same tools you know and love. From all the brands you can trust, all in one convenient place. And with unbeatable service, we'll make sure you get the right tools to get the job done. Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools in Brandon, proud to serve Brandon's industrial needs since 2018. Stop on by today at 358 Park Avenue East.
And welcome back into Morden, Manitoba at the Access Event Center for the final period of regulation coming up in this Game 4 showdown between the visitors in the Winnipeg Ice and the home side in the Pembina Valley Hawks, reigning from Morden, Manitoba. Our last period was brought to you by Goaltenders and Terrico. This third period of action will be brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. Just showcased one of our newest commercials from them as well, our Brandon commercial. Be sure to check out their store locations in Winnipeg and Brandon today, or visit their website, midcanadafasteners.shop. It's the Winnipeg Ice, who are up by a score of 1-0 after the first 40 minutes of play. The defending champs grabbing a 1-goal lead, courtesy of Chloe Nicholas, assisted by Avery Lazarenko and Sophie Wozniacki. It's Chloe Nicholas's first playoff goal of this year's postseason. Shots 30-11 in favor of the Winnipeg Ice after the first 40. And yeah, for Chloe Nicholas, just trying to talk about just kind of her journey here in the MFHL. As for Chloe, she's a 2026 grad, so it's her second year in this league. Last season was a part of, well, one of the best duos in the MFHL when put together, with captain and team leading scorer and league leading scorer and goal scorer in Stephanie Jacob. And for Chloe, of course, without Stephanie this year and playing with the players she's played with, she's proven again, how reliable that she can be, and a player that is so strong on the puck in the offensive zone and able to make so many fancy things happen with the puck too. We've seen it before. A player with great vision, showcasing that great vision that time with that nose to the net. And not the prettiest goal that Chloe Nicholas has ever scored, but I'm sure she'll take it. Her first of the postseason to break the ice here, no pun intended, on this Wednesday night in Game 4 of this best of 5 quarterfinal series against the Pembina Valley Hawks is, for period number 3, the Winnipeg Ice making their way back out onto the ice. Gina Plett, continues to start off her MFHL playoff career strong. Of course, she's been perfect on the 11 shots she's faced so far. As for this Pembina Valley Hawks team, led up by Kasia Rakowski, who, as mentioned, her and 5 other of her Hawks teammates could potentially be playing in their last period of not only the season, but their MFHL careers. As we mentioned it, but Rakowski, Jessica Anderson, Abigail Brigg, Hayden Arkle, Emma Duran, and Emma Rock, all seniors this season, so this could be some of the most desperate hockey we see these players, particularly who I just mentioned, play in their time here in the MFHL, and for their teammates who will be back next year due to not aging out. The message, I'm sure, in the room, or one of them, is do it for them. I can't confirm that, but it's what I would have been saying to my young players, is do it for the players that will be done if we lose this game due to aging out. As we're into this period of action, brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. As the Ice, Eugene Kaminsky and this team, they've been here, well, for a lot of these players, they've been here many times before, looking to close out another series, which they're searching for their 10th straight series win in the playoffs here in the MFHL. What does Pembina Valley have to say about it? Is that shot from Victor unable to make its way through? Lazarenko plays this up the boards and out all the way into the neutral zone for Duran. Played across off the mark for number 6 in Rock, as this just gets sent in deep by Pembina Valley. They look to attack. That pass from the Ice, not on the mark, but they get it back in their own end, trying to work it cross ice. As it's Izzy Mann works it up the boards now. That gets over to Wasilewski. She loses the handle on it, but Nicholas, good support off the bench, gets this right back. Plays it into the corner for Wasilewski. Tries playing that out in front with a pass back to number 6 and Nicholas, but couldn't. Tipped on net by Wasilewski there. Another chance turned aside by Rakowski in tight. As the Hawks look to rim this all the way out, but they can't. Pressure continuing here for this Winnipeg team. So Nicholas's pass to Jones got caught off. All the way down into the ice end again. Estexiera off the boards up to Nicholas. Chips it off the boards to Jones, and Jones chips it in to the Hawks end. Jones gets it back. That pass from Carvalho as Carvalho has it in the corner now. Nice transition up from this Winnipeg Ice squad. A nice defensive play by Pembina Valley in their own end to take this away. Working it out. It's onto the stick of Leah Clausen. She can't get that up the boards. Past a nice player. Now her teammate does, and Chase Braun. As Braun, good forecheck down low. Forces turnover for just a moment from the Winnipeg Ice, is in the corner. 3 Ice players pinned up. Taken away by Pembina Valley. Rebound out to the point, but turned aside by Plett on the chance. Was Convery who took the shot. The AP for this Pembina Valley team. We got a face-off inside the ice end coming up here. Get you a bit more zoom here. As that face-off draw won by the Hawks, but DDD pass cut off by Robbins right away. So the Hawks couldn't connect. As Delacqui up to Cairns. Cairns chips this in. Goes for a skate after it. Gets to it first by Darby, but Darby held her up just enough. Disrupted her along the boards. As O'Brien skates in. Drops this back to Duran. Duran back to Brigg, but that pass a bit off the mark. Brigg has to recover it off the boards. That to the point shot wide of the net from number 16, McKenna Steves. Pembina Valley, good forecheck to keep this in. Forward 3, Duran doing a nice job of picking that off. Sends it down low to Brigg. Brigg tries to send it out front to Anderson, but covered up all the way by this Winnipeg Ice squad as Winnipeg able to send it all the way out and down to the Pembina Valley zone again. Pembina Valley, 2 transition quick. Gets over to Jessica Anderson. Has to make some magic happen. Tries cutting through to the ice net, but was fended off by a few Ice players on her way there. That stretch pass up off the stick of Nicholas. Couldn't cradle it. Ends up onto Beatty's stick as she plays that into the neutral zone for Arco. Right back in as Claire Hudson sends that in deep for the Ice before going off for a well-deserved change. Taken away by Wazasenski. Back into the Hawks zone. Turned aside by Rakowski by the glove. Couldn't glove it cleanly as the rebound stayed there. Side of the net, sticked away now by the paddle of Rakowski. Lazarenko sends this down low. As Wazasenski has that pickpocketed by Arkle. Now an Ice player loses her balance along the boards, and the captain man, Lazarenko, converges along the boards to try to hold this puck in, but went cross ice instead. As the Ice try to go cross ice with the pass of DDD, a bit off the mark. The Delaquise stick. Loose puck picked up by Clausen now. Back into the Ice zone for Pembina Valley. To the slot for Braun, but she was contested all the way. Had a stick in her grill. It's Winnipeg Ice. Good job to get stick on stick defensively. Now they work it out. Carvalho. How's Chablik heading to that? Feast Chablik! Chablik! Oh, lost possession of that puck. Lost a handle of it in front. And it's Rakowski who covers it up right away. With 14:53 remaining in this third period of action. Still 1-0 in favor of the Winnipeg Ice. By the way, 50-50 number. If you tune into this stream and you were here and this ended up being your winning number and you happen not to hear it or claim it, as that puck ends up too close to comfort for us, even though it didn't even make it up over the glass. Right into the Ice bench. Eugene Kaminsky has some great reflexes. He reacted right away and dodged that puck in timely fashion that was heading towards him. And with that, I'm sorry folks, but I forget the 50-50 number off the top of my head already. I believe it might have been 5841. That's only if the winner doesn't end up claiming it. I was just trying to let the winner know in case if they forgot to claim their prize. Or maybe they bought the ticket and didn't know it was their ticket. Well, there you go. 5841 is the number for 50-50 tonight. The winner. There's some great support here in Morden, Manitoba for this Hawk side. Almost packed stands across from us. And for the Winnipeg Ice, a lot of their faithful fans making their way out here. They're parents of these players, and it's great to see the support from these teams who travel to see these teams in this league. Backdoor in front of the net, but that unable to be cradled in by Arkle. For Pembina Valley, looking to apply some pressure now. Cox, her shot unable to get through Arkle. Takes this free, though, through some loose skates. Cox tried getting that towards the net, but couldn't. Convery now sends us in deep. But it'll be cut off by number 12 and Cairns, as Cairns tries to poke that up. It's now poked in by Gabby Robbins as Cairns now takes a spill down low. No call on the play. The refs gonna let this play out here as Cairns has her stick caught up with Convery. The two get loose from each other. Now nice job by Tex here at the point to hold. Has two with her to the slot. That shot wide in the net, this time off the twig of Chloe Nicholas. Looking for what would have been her second of the game, second of these playoffs. Here's Nicholas again, dishes it off to Wazasenski. Back to Nicholas! Oh, that shot high of the net for number 6. All Swedish, no finish. The nifty pass Wososensky back, and then Wososensky funnels it through to her towards the net. It's a perfect pass on Nicholas's backhand. A nice release, but out of the net she goes. Wraparound chance, that misses. Walker, her shot turned wide of the net. Couldn't register on target. This man keeps this down low in the direction of Nicholas. That shot almost through, but blocked up by Pembina Valley from the point. From a nice defenseman, Texiera again. That shot off the helmet of Rakowski. Another great save by the chrome of the dome, sorry, of number 35. It's Delacqui at the point now for the ice into the skates of Izzy Mann. Mann tries to whip that down low off the boards by Wososensky, closest to our broadcast angle here. As the battle continues along the boards to see who can get this puck loose. Pembina Valley's done a great job of this in this game, and they do it again, just holding the puck along the boards to buy themselves some more time with 11:47 remaining in this period of action, possibly only 11:47 remaining in the Hawks season in general. We got a face-off coming up inside the Hawks zone. Talia Jones tied up on the draw, but good support from her winger to try to get that back to the point. Picked off by Victor instead as Victor with some speed. Her shot, oh, that off of Plett! Handled it really awkwardly with that attempted glove save, as almost a nightmare situation for this Ice team to relinquish their 1-goal lead. Almost the break Pembina Valley was searching for. Victor just sailed one on net. That Plett tried to track down like a pop fly. Almost results in disaster for number 30. But as we breathe, get another face-off draw. Inside the Hawk zone, O'Brien against Cairns into the skates of a Hawk player. And now he further off the skate and into the back of the net. A terrible break for the Hawks. Fortunate for the Ice. Send pucks on net. And great things happen, they say. Well, great things happen there for Gabby Robbins. It's been an assist machine so far here in the playoffs. Could that be the goal that does Pembina Valley in? It very well just might be, unless they're able to respond here with something special. But down 2-0 to a Winnipeg Ice team now that's been as good as anyone, better than anyone in closing out series in these past 2 seasons. Are now 10:35 away with an insurance marker on that goal, brought to you by McKenna Fasteners and Tools. From moving into the next round, as Cox, that shot deflects off a stick and out of play. Is that goal brought to you by McKenna Fasteners and Tools? Visit their store locations in Brandon and Winnipeg today, as well as their website at mckennafasters.shop. And I mean, anyone seen Any Given Sunday, the famous speech by Al Pacino? It's a game of inches, and truly here, what could have been if that puck bounces into the back of the net off of Plett's glove instead of her just keeping it out? And what if the puck goes off a different inch of the Pembina Valley Hawks skate in front, right? It could be completely different. Hockey game is break denied out in front by Plett. That's number 30. Covers things up here with 9:55 remaining. She clutched up earlier with that desperation save just to keep that bad bounce off of her glove out of the net. And for her Winnipeg Ice teammates capitalizing on what was a bad bounce for Pembina Valley off of the skate of their defender into the back of the net in their own end. That benefited this Ice team tremendously. Insurance right now on the scoreboard for them, but Pembina Valley's going to keep pushing here. With 9:36 remaining in this third period of action, hand pass called. So it's Anderson. It's for Jessica Anderson from Roland, Manitoba. Been in this league for many years at this point. It's her 4th year in the league. Started as an underage with Pembina Valley back in 2021-2022. If there's any player that could make some magic happen, maybe, just maybe, to give Pembina Valley a chance and to complete this comeback, it would be spurred by her, I think. 2 goals in their only win of this series last Tuesday. And as this series has gone along, the Ice have done a really good job of game planning against Jessica Anderson. She loves to go to the slot towards the net, crashing it hard on her chances too. The Ice have done a good job of taking away that house and clogging up the middle of their zone. Physical play down low in the Ice end. That pass out to the slot, intercepted, worked the other way. And by this Ice team, Robbins, the most recent goal scorer in this game, how's that taken away? But a nice stick, fortunate stick, and a fortunate bounce for this Winnipeg Ice team as that shot ends up out of play. With 8:40 remaining, 2-0. This Winnipeg Ice team leads. Possessed by the Ice, off of the face-off. Win. Texiera towards the net, blocked up by the stick of Darby. Sent cross-ice in the neutral zone for Jessica Anderson. Cut off well by Texiera just before the blue line. Puck stays in the neutral zone. It's Brigg into the skate of Duran, and Duran sends this in deep. He's given chase after it as Brigg onto the stick of Duran. Behind the back pass, intercepted. That right face-off circle by Wazasentiu. Circles around before firing this all the way out. Will it be for an icing? Yes. But to the dismay of the Winnipeg Ice crowd, so they felt that it was beat out there. But not the case. With 7:59 remaining, it'll be a face-off draw inside the Ice zone. Reverse grip on the draw for Jessica Anderson. Ended up losing it. Number 10 in in man, sent all the way out by this Winnipeg Ice team. The Ice getting fresh. Dion to the ice. This is Delacqui. 19 for the Ice, challenging number 19 for the Hawks, and Anderson towards the net. Break can't put it home. Sorry, folks. Just yanked my headset. I was so excited off of what looked like a potential goal for this Pembina Valley Hawks team, not to be almost too many men there for the Hawks, or rather too many girls, as this drop back to Perrin off of the stick of Brigg. Brigg goes off for a line change. Perrin sends it down deep, is going to work on it as Braun takes down Hudson, as Hudson remains on the ice, back on it now, as Jones works this across to Carvalho. Carvalho down the left side, gets closed off, just decides to send that in deep. So it's to Chablik. Chablik now tries to send that deep, but Jones cuts it off. As from the point, that shot tipped on net, rebound left there, loose puck left there rather. For number 17 and Jones to whack at as Rakowski comes up with a key save. The face-off draw to the glove hand side of Rakowski, won by this Hawks team. Cox, cross-ice feed, successful to Arkle. Arkle tries feeding backdoor, but that out of the reach for Cassie O'Brien. The Ice able to play this out now as Carvalho looking to go one-on-one with Victor. Great defensive play by Victor, getting physical on number 16 to shut her down. As this gets sent all the way back down into the Pembina Valley zone. The Ice trying to get on this puck first. It's into the skates of Arkle and now flipped out off the boards all the way down back into the Ice zone for Pembina Valley. 5:55 remaining now left in their season, down by 2. You really need to get one here now, girls. What do you got left in the tank? Only 18 shots in this game to Winnipeg's 41. Been 11-7 in shots for Winnipeg during this period as they're able to clear it all the way out. Net guard picked up by the linesman, sent to the Ice bench. As the Ice crowd calling it, Darby had to get off the ice because she had no net guard. The net guard was given to the Winnipeg Ice bench though. So I'm sure Darby will want that back here soon for her to be able to continue playing in this game, as all players need to wear a net guard. Just the referees getting some help from some Winnipeg Ice fans beside me. It's the Ice at the face-off circle. Huddle up before dispersing, and this puck dropped, won by the Pembina Valley Hawks as Duran chips this out all the way down into the Ice zone. Brigg going hard on this puck, ends up losing her balance. Physical check that Brigg will get penalized for now down low. 2 minutes for body contact, or illegal body contact as I should say in this league. Sends Winnipeg on to the power play. Where Eugene Kaminsky has a word with Lazarenko, who has a lot of influence on this power play and a lot of influence in all parts of the game. It's the draw won by Winnipeg. Unable to complete the DDD pass, though, to Carvalho as this puck ended up out of the Pembina Valley zone. Carvalho sent it right back in again. Beatty sent all the way down. Big cheer from the Pembina Valley crowd in the process. Abby Brigg, 2 minutes for body checking is the official call. This is played up to Wasilewski. Wasilewski now circles back at that left face-off circle in the Pembina Valley zone. Passes this back to Lazarenko. That shot tipped on the way through, but covered up by Rakowski. The minute 21 remaining on the Abigail Brigg penalty. Cassie O'Brien, the most reliable face-off taker for Pembina Valley to take this one. Huge win by number 2 for PV, but her team unable to clear it out. Lucky bounce off of the stick of Lazarenko and out as she couldn't hold it. But the Ice back in Wasilewski up the boards, Carvalho through a screen, but a nice job to clear that screen away at the very last moment to allow Rakowski to see it at that last moment. Is this all the way down Pembina Valley? Boy, what a short-handed goal. Sure be sweet for them here as O'Brien, nice work, has this puck as she gets it back. Off of a huge forecheck win, but the Ice had too many numbers for her. Able to swarm in and take this away. Flipped up all the way into the Hawk zone. Now Robbins, what a move, scores! Gabby Robbins, her second of this hockey game. Even more insurance on the scoreboard now for the Ice as they lead this 3-0 with 3:34 remaining. And Robbins, did she shush the crowd, the bench on the way back? Little cheeky there from number 9 and 8. Rightfully so. Huge game here from the rookie, and it's been an unbelievable first playoff series for her. Among the leaders in assists, and hey, showing she can get it done on the scoreboard as well by putting the puck in the back of the net. High skill on that play. And a highly skilled finish on the play to Robbins. For Robbins is that goal, brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. One-stop shop for all your industrial needs here in the province of Manitoba. 3 minutes remain in this game. For Pembina Valley, the curtain's coming down on their season very shortly here, unless some sort of miracle can happen. Will the clock strike midnight on their season? What a hit, leaving their mark. No doubt about it, was Emma Rock straight to the head. Members from this Winnipeg Ice crowd very unhappy right now with what they just saw. It was right in front of us too. Moisey caught clear in the head. The chicken, or with a shoulder from number 6 and Emma Rock. I get it. You're playing with a lot of emotion. Emotions are high and your team's down and you want to make something happen, but that's just not the hit or play you make if you're Emma Rock in a situation like this, which, I mean, unless you're able to get any type of possession in the offensive zone that allows for you to pull the goalie here through the next few minutes, the odds of this one being a Pembina Valley comeback late here, even though they were already slim, become even slimmer. Towards the net from the corner, the Ice tried to work that, but unable to get through. So it ends up to the point now. Lazarenko over to Carvalho. That shot through. Oh, that chance for Wasilewski. Wide of the net that goes. Sharp angle shot from man. Rebound gets created. Covering it up and finding it in the traffic is Rakowski. As 35 continues to fight until the very end here, and I mean, for Rakowski, this won't be the end of her MFHL career. Like so many in this league, she's committed to the next level of play at McKendree University. And for this Pembina Valley Hawks team, they're going to be sending away a fighter, a true competitor in Rakowski. So, of course, one of 6 graduating players out of this program. 2 others out right now, and Emma Duran and Abigail Brigg. As this draw won by Brigg, as we're into a minute 29 left in this hockey game. The Ice continue to control it. Playing give and go at the point. Texiera scores! And with that, it's a 4-piece in an elimination game for this Winnipeg Ice team, which once again, they'll come away victorious in a minute and 21 away from their 10th straight playoff series victory in MFHL playoff play. And of course, in their last 7 elimination games, in terms of if they had the chance to send the other team home, Winnipeg is going to improve to 7-0. Absolutely sensational for this Winnipeg Ice team.
Ice goal scored by number 9, assisted by number 2 and 15. Time of the goal, 1:21.
Goal brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. Sure to visit midcanadafasteners.shop, their website, for more information. And sorry, I just realized I cannot do math. It would be the Winnipeg Ice's 7th straight MFHL playoff series victory in terms of winning the season outright. And here goes some pushing and shoving afterwards. Things getting physical here. It's Pembina Valley. Winnipeg Ice crowd right now. I've heard a lot of shouts of sore losers on the Pembina Valley side, and I mean, hey, for the Winnipeg Ice fans, when you're on top and when you're able to come away with a victory through a situation like this where a team, all they can resort to is maybe roughing you up at the end of the game, I think you got to take that as a compliment. And for Pembina Valley, trying to show their fighting spirit until the very end in this one results in another penalty for them. But yes, just to make a correction, for the Winnipeg Ice, it'll be their 7th straight playoff series victory here in the MFHL, as they won 3 straight series and all 9 games to go 9-0 in 2022-2023. Last season, with a chance to defend their title, they win 3 straight playoff series, again en route to another league championship, which brought their record in those 2 years up to 18-0. They put their 2-season-long playoff winning streak on the line last Tuesday and lost for the first time in those 18 games, had it snapped, but they've started a new streak of 3 straight games for this Winnipeg Ice team for them to win and take this series home, defeating this Pembina Valley Hawks squad here tonight by a score of 4-3 or 4-0 to win Game 4, to win this series by a score of 3-1, and to move on to yet another semifinals. It'll be another appearance for the Ice in the semis for at least a 3rd straight season. They made it back to the semis in 2021-22 as well, in the year that they ended up losing to the Westman Wildcats in the finals. As the handshakes at the end of this series, as for the end at every one of these series, always a sign of respect between these two teams to come together no matter what happened during this series or during the games, the intensity, the emotions, the physicality that was displayed. I mean, that all gets put to bed at the end of this series, and both these teams able to come away and come to center ice to do the respectful thing and shake each other's hands in what was a hard-fought battle throughout this series for a lot of it. The Winnipeg Ice never wavered, though. Championship pedigree still in this team's DNA. A long road to go still until another championship series with, well, it could very well be the Winnipeg Avros on the other side that this Ice team is going to be facing. But if there's any team here in the MFHL who knows how to adjust and knows how to get better throughout a season and through a series. Well, the Ice prove that they are still that team, and that they're still here, and that they're still very well alive for potential three-peat championship this season, as it sends Pembina Valley home packing for another year in these playoffs. Want to give a shout out to Hawks players in Abigail Brigg, Jessica Anderson, goaltender Cassia Rakowski, forward Hayden Arkle, Emma Duran, and Emma Rock, who have all played their final games as Pembina Valley Hawks players. You can see how much, it really means to these girls, right? These competitors that have spent so much time with each other throughout these past years that they played with each other, have grown friendships with each other, build bonds for life, right? And, we got to see it right now. All senior players still out on the ice for Pembina Valley, the last to leave, and you got to feel the worst for them, right? The most for them, because of the amount of work that they put in year after year. Winning isn't everything. At the end of the day, it's the memories you come away with in this sport, but yeah, it's tough for Pembina Valley, for that group of players to never even make it past the first round. But hey, these players, nothing but, of course, respect for them and hoping them the best in their future endeavors. Could see a few of them, if not all of them, doing some great things. So congrats on a great career with Pembina Valley, this U18 female program. And yeah, just throughout this series, the effort, the will that this Hawks team plays with that makes them so much fun to watch just wasn't enough to extinguish this Winnipeg Ice team. I think Game 1 put them on notice in terms of beating the Winnipeg Ice, and if it's not for Winnipeg winning in Game number 2, man, could this series have gone Pembina Valley's way? We'll never know at this point, right? But as for the Winnipeg Ice, champions prove what champions do from the past, and for the Ice, with still a lot of players from that championship team from last year on this year's team stepped up big time, and the new additions to this team also stepping up, most notably in Gabby Robbins. And when you're able to not only have players that have been there before stepping up, but players that are playing in their first MFHL playoff career series coming through big time, that makes all the difference for this Winnipeg Ice team, a team that got the better bounces in today. Worked for them in this one, put up 45 shots compared to the 18 Pembina Valley put up. Winnipeg just looked like they came ready to play from the very start here tonight, and when they were finally able to break through in that third period, we saw it as the floodgates started to open a bit more near the end with that power play goal and a few goals at the end. But yeah, Winnipeg, very impressed with how they finished this series and how they looked throughout it, and yeah, it's just about looking to keep it up into next series, as they'll be facing off against, well, let's take a look here. As for the Winnipeg Avros and Westman Wildcats, will there be a Game 5 forced by Westman? It's currently 2-1 in favor of the Avros, as this game is live in progress right now, so check out MFHL U18AAA.com for all the details on how that game ends up going on and how it plays out. But yeah, if Winnipeg's able to win, the Avros that is, against Westman tonight, they would set up a semifinals matchup with the victors of this series here tonight in the Winnipeg Ice. But if Westman's able to come back and win, the Ice would be taking on the Brandon Wheat Kings, or the Yellowhead Chiefs, I believe. One of those two teams that would make it out of that series, as it would be the lowest remaining seed taking on the highest remaining seed, given that they'll reseed after the first round of the playoffs here. But yeah, a Winnipeg semifinal matchup. You kidding me? I think that would be absolute cinema. But who knows? Maybe Westman's able to pull something out and extend their season up until Saturday. Yeah, this Winnipeg Ice team, the second team out of the teams in this first round to make it through, joining the Eastman Selects who did it last night. We're going to get into the players of the game here, and then we're going to close out with some final thoughts on this MFHL playoff game day. As for the player of the game for the losing side of things, brought to you by McKenna Fasteners and Tools tonight. You know what? We are going to give it to Cassia Rakowski. I thought that Cassia battled really hard here tonight, and made about 41 saves on 45 shots against. Was a battler in this game here tonight and kept this Hawks team in it for a long time, and just they weren't able to find the horses up front to get it done here tonight. That's not on Cassie Rakowski, and for a goaltender where we've been kind of critical at points about, the consistency in her game here on the network, I thought that she was consistently solid here throughout these playoffs, and McKendree University getting an all-out competitor, an all-out fighter who I'm sure is going to strive to continue to get better and better in this sport. So was a pleasure to watch Cassie Rakowski this year. She gets player of the game. Best of luck to her in her next chapter of her hockey career. As for Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia player of the game, Winnipeg Ice fans, it has to be Gabby Robbins. What a playoff series that Gabby ends up having for this Winnipeg Ice squad. As we take a look at the points, but she comes into this game as the tied for the assist lead, had no goals so far, and then she adds on 6 goals through 4 playoff games here. She was doing all the right things tonight, getting to all the right places, working hard, and gets rewarded with 2 goals for herself. Gabby Robbins, the Ice, got to be really pleased from what they saw from her, and one of many rookies on this team that impressed, just the most impressive tonight. And Gabby Robbins, number 9 for the Winnipeg Ice, winning Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia player of the game. Be sure to check out their only store location, 995 Miltz-Eagle Drive in Winnipeg, Manitoba today. Check out their great selection of sports cards and memorabilia and just collector's items that they sell for new or old collectors or veteran collectors. Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has it all. As for the MFHL playoff picture at this point, 2 teams have advanced into the semifinals. That's the Eastman Selects last night and the Winnipeg Ice here tonight. Will the Winnipeg Avros join the Ice to set up a semifinals clash of our favorite crosstown rivalry? Or does Westman extend it into game number 5 tonight and things get even more interesting? Yellowhead and Brandon face off against each other tomorrow night in Brandon, Manitoba, is Brandon up 2-1 in that series after a huge 5-4 double overtime victory last night. They look to pull off the upset and become the first home team to win a game in that series. If they do make it through, well, if Westman wins tonight, things are going to be interesting if Westman wins tonight. Let's just put it that way. I got a long drive ahead of me here, folks. Thank you for tuning into this edition of MFHL Playoff Game Day. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next year in Morden, Manitoba, everybody, for our game specifically here. We'll see you then, Pembina Valley fans. But as for the rest of the MFHL playoffs, we're going to have our semifinal schedule set for the beginning of the semis when those may be, which I assume will be next week, or maybe even at the end of this week on the weekend. We'll have to see. Probably starting next week. Stay tuned on MFHL U18AAA.com for more details, as well as on our website at gshow.ca, as we'll have the full schedule there available for you all to be able to watch out. And we're also going to post it on social media too when our semifinals broadcast schedule will be released. But for everyone here at the G Show Productions crew, I've been your host, Graham, the G Show Forsyth, and your play-by-play commentator for tonight's matchup. This matchup's been brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico Goaltenders, and McKenna Fasteners and Tools. It's been a fun one here in Morden, Manitoba, everybody, and it's the Ice who come away with a victory, sending the Hawks packing with a 3-1 first-round series victory. Who do the Ice play in the next round as they await their opponent in the semis? Well, check out MFHL U18AAA.com, as mentioned, to stay up to date with what the playoff matchups will be, as well as here on G Show Productions, on gshow.ca, as well as on our socials, on your home for MFHL hockey here in the province of Manitoba. Thank you for choosing your home of MFHL hockey here on G Show Productions tonight, everybody. The Ice, their 7th straight playoff series win. Not their 10th, but their 7th straight playoff win in terms of a series. And looking really good heading into the next round. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.